from the soul with it. Yeah.
So I'm sitting here, it's 3:40 a.m. in the morning, by the way, for the people who have a low IQ nowadays. That's AM, which is morning. But no, I'm just being funny with y'all. But I was just thinking about how they flipped the game, how the elites flipped the game on us. How it's no more physical slavery, it's mental slavery now. We're mentally slaved. They don't have to put chains on us, on our shackles on our feet, on our on our ankles and chains and stuff on us nowadays. Now they do it mentally to control us. See, they used to do it physically to control us, but now they use entertainment and other forms of technology subliminally to control us. It's different. It's more than what you see on the surface level, and that's what I want you guys to know. Like it's deeper than that. And once you get away, it's like somebody who's sipping poison or on drugs. When you're trying to explain something to them or encourage them or enlighten them, a lot of times they'd be like, "Oh, I'm gonna get into the COON thing, but when you're trying to help somebody, like I said, if they drinking poison, you done had a drink of that poison, so you know what it's like. You're like, bro, it's something not right about that drink, bro. I think it's poison. They be like, bro, I don't want to hear that, bro. Like this drink good, bro. This a rock. I'm turning up. Like I don't care about nothing you talking about, bro. I'm gonna get this drink, right? So they turned up off that drink. You like, bro, that thing poison, bro. I had a sip of it. There's something about that drink that don't taste right. They be like, bro, I ain't tripping, bro. So they drink it. Next thing you know, they like, bro, like, this drink is something. Now they getting sicker and sicker, and now they find themselves like fading, dying. Now they like, dang, bro, I should have listened, bro. Like that drink was poison. I should have listened. And a lot of times you can't help people, and people don't listen until it's too late, right? So, and what I want to show you guys is how they flip the game. This is how they flip the game. See, the word COON, right? When you try to get ahead, this is our definition of COON nowadays, right? When you try to get ahead, let's say you grow mentally, you don't do the things that you used to do, you start to analyze now. You're not caught into the entertainment, so you're not ignorant. Like people aren't dumb nowadays, they're just ignorant because they don't understand what's really happening because they're so focused on entertainment. It's like if I read a book and I get all this education. That's why people who come home from jail, they be having all this stuff written down, what they about to do. They're more methodical. Things are way more thought out. They have strategy. They done read all these books, and now they're educated. They're enlightened. And you try to enlighten that person who's caught into the in a trance, and you trying to help that person, but they don't want to hear it because they focus on the entertainment. They're on their phone. They got all these apps. Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, they watching hip hop, loving hip hop, the midgets world, all these different forms of all these TV shows, all these forms of entertainment. They're on their cell phones, they got all this stuff. They listen to the radio, they've been programmed. It's called a radio programmed, right? So you're trying to help people see what you've seen. It's something different. So you're trying to enlighten. So once you get to a certain level, they call you either a hypocrite or they call you a COON, right? Let's talk about the word COON. The word COON was insulting to black people. We didn't never use this word to each other. Like you go back and watch all the little cartoons, the little racist cartoons that they did. They used to call us COONs. They called us that. We never called each other that. They called us COON. And the real definition of COON was used in 1837, ultimately from Portuguese barracos. It was a building constructed to hold slaves for sale. So it was insulting to be called a COON. But the elites, slave masters, they say, you know what? We're not going to call them that no more. What we're going to do, we're going to flip the game. We're going to control them mentally and make them feel like they're back on the plantation. This is how we're gonna do it, right? We're gonna flip the game. This how they flip the game. So we gotta figure out a way to flip the game as well and get on our game so we can let them know like we about this, right? Because most people don't pay attention to stuff like this, right? So the word coon, when you get a little bit more, get a little bit ahead in life, you start to get paid a little bit better. You know your worth. You know, you went from you now you got a nice car, you got a nice house. You're not in the hood no more. You're not going out turning up no more. You're not doing all these things anymore. You're not acting ratchet. You're not doing for the D challenge. You're not doing all this stuff. You're not listening to all this ratchet music. You're growing. You're like, man, I don't want to go to the club with 100 dudes no more. I ain't trying to do things for street cred no more. I ain't trying to do that no more. And you trying to enlighten that people. You trying to enlighten your people. You look at the world differently. So now what they do, like the word, like cool points. When I was coming up, it was cool points. You get cool points. You get respect. You know, for having the latest Jordans, for having the latest this, latest that, right? So when you a coon, now when you consider a coon now, is oh you think you better than me. You so insecure about yourself, you're like, oh this person think they better than me. Nah, that person is just grown mentally and they're analyzing things now and they grown, right? You have to grow mentally. Right? Like my tattoos, I wish I'd be looking like, damn, bro. Like I really don't even like people like, bro, I like your tattoos, bro. I like that. I'm like, bro, I wish I never even got these tattoos. Like to be honest with you, I wish I could get it removed. Like I promise you, on everything, I'll be wishing I could get my tattoo removed, bro. Like I don't even like it. It means nothing. You know, I look at things a lot different. So when you look at things a lot different and you get ahead, people call you a coon. That's how they flip the game. So you can stay ignorant. You would look at that person as a coon. They just getting better. So they don't want the elites don't want for you to think like that person think. So they want for you. They flipped it. Now you use the word and you call that person a coon. I'm not sure if y'all following me, but I know y'all gonna follow me. It's like the N word. We're not gonna call them the N word no more. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna make them call each other that. You get what I'm saying? We're gonna make them call each other the N word. And we can just sit back and laugh. We're gonna make them kill each other. That's all we're gonna do. The elite say we just gonna make them kill each other. We're gonna poison. We're gonna keep the ignorance. Let them promote the ignorance. Because I'm almost sure that the elites have enough money to make the ignorance the forefront. So the music is ignorant, and let them continue to fight amongst each other. We don't have to do it. They can do the job for us. We can use Michael Jordan, LeBron James. We can sell this dream, make them pay. You know, money is made out of cotton. What people don't know, it's 75% cotton, 25% linen, right? So with Air Jordans, they'll make you, hey, they made it cool within our society. If you had on some Skechers, you're getting roasted, right? You had on the back, you didn't have on the latest J's, you was getting roasted. Now, if you a nerd in our community, if you a nerd, you get roasted. You get looked down upon, right? And anybody from the urban community, if you honest, if you're an honest person, you will admit that we think like that, right? Coming up, we did think like that. So when you had the latest J's and you paid 200 some dollars, so you can't really afford that. You get your paycheck and you spend it on the latest stuff, right? And when you spend it on that latest stuff just to look cool and just to say you got it, just because the impress, now all of a sudden, you know, they're sitting back. These elites are sitting back with their feet up, laid back, getting richer off the slaves. The job, working the job. You know, it's another form of how they flip the game. See, back in slavery, we could tell them what time to do this, what time to do that, what time to do that, what time. And you think, oh man, I got me a little bit of, I ain't no slave, bro. Do you know how slaves? See, they done changed it. They flipped the game, so now you don't think you mentally, you don't think that you're slave because you're not slave physically. See, back then we were slave mentally and physically. They said, you know what? We just gonna control them another way to make them think that they free, but they not. Because a lot of us don't know our worth. We don't. We don't know. We worth more than that. See, life is a marathon. It's not a race. We don't have to rush to go out here and do this and do that. Now you got somebody telling you when to get up in the morning, what time to get off, what time to take your lunch break, how to talk to people, how to wear your hair, how to do this, how to do that. And they got their life. They can send you home. They can fire you at any time, bro. I know because I used to go through it. It was mentally draining. It was mentally draining. And now I'm fighting to build something. I'm fighting to build something for the future, for the next generation, not just myself, my mother, my dad, everybody. Everybody gonna eat, B. Everybody gonna eat, cuz I'm telling you. You feel me? That's how it's gonna be. And that's how you gotta think. You gotta know your worth. You're a brand, just like Beyonce, just like Jay-Z, just like Dove, just like the car you driving, Toyota, whether it's a Lexus, no matter what you driving, it's a brand, and they built that company from the ground up, and they got supporters. They might have had one, two, three, four, and you could say, "Oh well, you got this opportunity." Some people don't have the luxury to do this. So a lot of people don't have the luxury to do a lot of stuff, but they get it done. You're gonna find a way by all means because long term it's gonna benefit you and your family and those that love you and the ones that you love. They flip the game. You know what? We just make the music ignorant. Let the Molly, the Percocets, and all that stuff. We're gonna put that in the music, and like I said, we grow mentally. Because I ain't gonna lie, I thought that song was a nice song. But the fact that I'm admitting it and I'm saying that I'm growing, and I'm like, bro, it's a lot of things that I peep game when I look at. It's just like the cartoons you look at when you was young. You be like, hey, bro, when you see all the subliminal messages that was in the cartoon, you be like, damn, bro, when I seen the stuff about on the Lion King and how they took everything from the what was the guy named Kimba the White Lion. When I seen that, bro, I was like, hey, bro, are you serious, bro? Kimba the White Lion, that right there was like, bro, but that's how they flip the game, and now they control us. They use money as another form of control to control our emotions. They use different marketing tactics to control us. They flipped the game on us. That's what they did. They flipped it, and that's how they control us now. They put all this entertainment out there just so we could be distracted by what's really going on. And they keep doing it, and they keep dumbing us down, dumbing us down, dumbing us down. And as long as they keep putting out these apps and all this technology, they got the self-driven cars, the self-checkout, they got all this stuff to keep the human interaction separated. See, Dr. King fought for everybody to come together at the table of brother and sisterhood. So they said, you know what? This is how we're gonna separate. At first during segregation, right? When Dr. King and they was fighting for civil rights, right? They said, you know what? We're not going to do that no more. We're just going to give them Black History Month. We're going to give them BET. We're going to give them all this stuff to separate themselves from us. And that's how we keep them away from us. And they could be racist too. See, they flip the game on us mentally. That's how they do. They flip the game on us. And when we figure it out, they find something else.